Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, today we discuss the research process step. As you know, the research process for the basic and applied research steps 8 is the deduction. Deduction step 8 we discussed in the previous lecture. Today we discuss a report writing. After the deduction we have two checklists. One is the yes and second is the no. If your research question answer is in yes, you follow the step 9 report writing. Report writing basically a statement that you described and adopt a methodology to sell your ideas in the report writing. The purpose of written report is to present the result of your research, but more importantly to provide the persuasive argument to reader of what you have found in your research and what is your finding of your research which you want to written in your research. Component of the research report is the title of page, abstract, literature review, methodology, result, discussion section and reference. Introduction. The purpose of the introduction to research report is to provide the rationale for the research. The rationale should address four issues. What is the nature of the issues? Problem the research investigates. Second, why is the worthy of investigation? What have previous researchers discovered about these issues or problem? What does your research attempt to prove? In the main purpose of your research. Basically, a researcher adopt in this area a funnel approach from background of your topic to narrow to the specific. Literature review is a summary of the major studies that have been published on research topic. Literature review is usually included as the part of the introduction in the research paper, or sometimes literature review is written in the style of specific to the broader. Literature review should accomplish three goals. It should identify the major finding on the topic to the present. It should point out the principal deficiencies of these studies or provide the sense of what is lacking in the literature. And it should be conclude leading into your research question by explaining how your research purpose and propose to contribute the literature or address some shortcoming for the previous study. Here we also address the literature gap and we try to fulfill the literature and theoretical gap through our research. The most frequent asked question on the student side, student frequently ask how many sources should be included in the literature survey. What do you think the answer should be? Our question, our answer, the answer, it depends on how many major studies have been completed on the topic. If you only report on one or two sources, readers may suspect that you have not put enough effort into searching the literature. You don't want to miss a major study since the best it will make you look careless and vast. It may weaken the relation for your research, and the reference of the each study should be given in your report. Why and what types of literature? A list of potential sources of the information about your topic. A list of sources that you reviewed or even you read in your previous and present studies. A list of the summaries of the sources you reviewed in past and present literatures. Theoretical analysis. The purpose of this part of the research is to present the theoretical analysis of the issues or the problem you are investigating. This is also described as presenting your theoretical model. Empirical testing of the analysis. The purpose of the empirical testing part of the research report is to provide the empirical evidence for your research. The theme of this section of the paper can be summarized as given your hypothesis, how did you test it and what were your findings, and both contents theoretical and quantitative. And basically empirical testing analysis and theoretical testing of the analysis we already discussed in scientific research method. Empirical testing of the study analysis, the section should be include the data used, empirical model and types of statistical analysis you employ, the result you hypothesized, the actual result and your interpretation of the result. Conclusion. The purpose of this part of the research report is to summarize your finding, that is to restate your argument and conclude whether or not it is valid. In the light of statistical result, what can you inference about your hypothesis? To what extent did your empirical testing confirm your analysis? and answering your questions that you arise at the starting of your research. That's all about today lecture. I hope you got my point regarding to the point steps 9. Thanks for watching today videos.